Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sisters of the Strange. I'm Landrey.
And I'm Shae. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, yes. I want to go over a few things, a few stats for our 2024 so that we can look back at the end of our 2025 and see our growth and be excited about it.
Yes.
I'm out of breath. Sorry, I was just eating a cookie. So currently on Spotify, we have 10 episodes with 394 streams, 164 hours of consumption, and 68 followers. On YouTube, we have 10 episodes with 1,116 views, 71.4 hours of watch time, and 33 subscribers. And on TikTok, we have 363 followers with 1,343 likes. I know.
Those are good numbers.
It's crazy because it's only been 2 months.
Yeah.
So those are pretty good
That's
numbers.
2 months of growth. I think that's great.
Yeah. I was reading the stats, and for whatever reason, I thought that our Spotify only had 19 followers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I was thinking 19. I don't know what number I'd been looking at that gave me 19. So then when I got on, because there's the app, and I normally just check the app, got on my computer, and I was like, whoa, 68.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Yeah. So that's exciting, and I can't wait to see at the end of 2025 where those numbers are. Because
I'm so excited.
I know, it's crazy. I can't wait to see, because personal goal is to put an episode out every Tuesday, because I'm the reason we don't have an episode out every Tuesday, and I will take accountability for that. That is me and my time in my life. So one of my personal goals, aside from everything, is to put an episode out every Tuesday, and I can't wait to see with that what these numbers look like.
With the consistency, how it changes.
And I've made a goal as well that I have not mentioned to you, because we already recorded this and went over this, and my computer lost all of it. So we're back. So we've talked about some of this previously already, but I didn't tell you this one in the first round. I had a goal, or have set a goal, for 5 reels, 5 TikToks, whatever, same thing, for every episode as well.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a great idea.
Between every Tuesday and those 5 for every episode, to see where our growth is at.
I think we're going to have great exponential growth this year.
I do too.
Don't let us down.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I'm just scared with growth of mean people, but it's inevitable.
Well,
and we will
I'll
get
take
over
care
it.
of them. Don't worry.
Sometimes I'm really mean, and then other times I'm super sensitive and emotional.
I love being a woman.
Yeah, that's right now. I'm like an emotional mind, and then next week I'll be like, "Why are you talking to me, devil face?" But yeah, so with the new year, a few of our goals, like I've mentioned, just a few that I had right there. So some of my personal goals just for the podcast. One of them is to create a community between us and our listeners. The second one is to grow in my ability to tell stories. So just be better at not sounding so monotone, or maybe organizing my stories better, just become a better storyteller all around.
Yeah, and that will come with time.
Yeah, there's a lot of podcasts I follow, and I follow them I've watched them throughout there, and watched them grow. And there's even one of the podcasts that I've been listening to for the last 6 years, and I was listening to one of their episodes yesterday or the day before, and I could hear some of their editing issues.
Mm-hmm.
It made me feel good. Because sometimes I feel like there's editing issues on our end of things, and just made me feel good to know that even in 7 years, we could still have that, but still be a great. They're an amazing podcast. They're amazing people. They travel, they tour.
Yeah.
And so I'm we have hope.
Oh yeah. We're just learning as we go. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
So we've only been doing this for 2 months. So we have.
Flying by the seat of our pants. I don't know if that's the right.
Yeah. Sounds right.
I don't know.
Seat,
something.
Seam sounds right to me.
That does sound
But I don't
right.
think I've ever heard anybody actually say seam. I think everybody always says seed or seat.
Yeah, I always thought it was butt naked. It's buck naked.
Correct.
Nope. Thought it was butt. Thought it was butt naked.
Butt naked.
That's what I thought. So my analogies and everything else are always wrong, because
I
I'm
love
wrong
that.
at everything. So it's fine.
Not true.
But yeah.
Was that all of them?
The last one was to just hone my skills with editing, which kind of fell
ties
just
into that
kinda
one.
what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We'll get there. Totally fine. Mine is very similar. Mine are very similar to yours. My first one was to grow our social media community, mostly Instagram, because
God love
Instagram
her.
is a sad, sad little place. Okay. The algorithm is terrible, and the same exact videos that we post on TikTok that get a lot of views get 4 on Instagram. So it's a struggle, but I really love being on TikTok, and I really hope that TikTok is not going anywhere, because I will be extremely upset.
If it is going somewhere, isn't it tomorrow? Wasn't it supposed to be like January 6th or something? I thought. I could be
It's like
very wrong.
Y2K all over again. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm not excited about that. Anyway, I want our communities on social media to be more between us and our followers and our listeners.
Yeah.
I had posted a video like a month ago, a Menendez video, and I got like a lot of comments on it, and like there was a lot of really good conversation in the comments, and I loved that, and I just want more of that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this year will be continuation of that. The next one that I said was basically the same thing, like staying ahead of the game on schedule for consistency and research purposes. So making sure that like I'm researching things ahead of time so that I can lay everything out correctly, so I can tell the story correctly, and we can record on time. That way you have plenty of time to edit and we're not falling off schedule. Because like during the holidays, when we were going to post our Christmas episodes, we were fully confident that we were going to be able to do that. We were not.
No.
We both got extremely busy, and Landrey is the one who does all of the editing. She's like really good at it. But it's time consuming. And so she was like, it'll be fine. I'll be able to do it. Like I can squeeze it in. And then it was just like so much had happened. And, you know, that's just how life goes. So we just kind of fell off schedule a little bit, but it's okay because it's the holidays.
I'm like, it's literally me that has stopped us from being on time.
It's fine. We're not too far off. We're not too far off schedule.
No, it's fine. I mean, and realistically, there's 2 people waiting every Tuesday. I'm like, so it's fine. It's fine for right now.
It's okay.
As we grow, which, like I said, goal to be consistent anyways, but as we grow, it becomes far more important.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the last one that I posted is more of like a longer term goal, maybe for like later on in the year or next year. I don't know. But like doing some travel episodes, like getting out of here and like going out and recording like at a location like the Baker Hotel or Goatman's Bridge or a cemetery or just something different. Yeah. I think that would be so fun.
No, I think as we've brought in just the camera here, it's helped me figure out what we're going to need.
I think about that too. I'm like, we leave the studio. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. It's okay.
That'll be fine. Honestly, the camera's volume, you haven't heard it yet, but just the camera alone's volume is pretty good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We could use it if we were like actually probably closer to the camera.
Yeah.
It could probably be utilized more than you think.
It would be more like a vlog type video, not like set up. We wouldn't have like chairs and stuff. We'd be. No. But anyway, that's definitely a goal that I have.
I like
that. I think
goals
would be super fun.
I think they're all good and attainable, and I like them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what matters. Attainable goals.
Attainable goals.
Real life goals.
So then also how we've kind of changed up our content, how we our content wheels have changed. We had 4 content wheels and now we've changed that. We're still going to be talking murder, mystery, ghost, paranormal, all the whatever. But instead of it being like, okay, me and Shae are going to do this episode together and it's this themed for murder, and it's then Shae does murder and then I'll do ghost and then we'll do this theme for ghosts and we'll be together on that. And it was now we're just going to do like Shae does murder, I'll do paranormal. If I find a murder I want to do, I'll do it. If she finds a ghost she wants to do, she'll do it. If we want to split an episode and be on the same theme or whatever, go for it.
Yeah.
We're just not holding ourselves so strictly down.
It makes it harder for scheduling purposes just because we both still have a life and we both have full-time jobs. Yeah. So it's just easier for us to be able to pick a topic that personally each of us individually wants to do. Yeah. Because it yields better product, better content for me to find something that I want to do and be like, oh, I'm so excited to cover this. It makes it so much better rather than, okay, this is what I have to cover. This is what I have to find. It makes it just not as interesting for each of us.
Yeah, it's not as enjoyable on our end. So then whenever we tell it to you,
it's not good for you to listen to. Yeah.
Not as entertaining.
So that's based on like feedback and then ourselves just trying to figure this out too.
Yeah, because you love murder.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love murder, but I like listening to murder or watching murder. I don't like researching murder. It's just not something that gets me excited, I guess. There might be a couple, like, I really like H.H. Holmes. So, like, I might actually be interested in that one. But, like, whenever we were doing the murder theme and we were trying to figure out, like the
cold case
murders or sibling murders, whatever it was, I was like, And I had a hard time lining it out and laying it out. You laid out really well. I was interested in what I found. Like, I liked that murder, but it was so hard for me to lay out. And then I think we recorded it twice because I didn't feel confident in how I had done it, and I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. And I just don't feel that way whenever I do my ghosts. So I just want to stick to my ghosts, and you tell me murders and I'll tell you ghosts.
Yeah, it just makes it better. And I really like paranormal stuff too. So I'll here and there probably do one. Like I said earlier, I have one that I want to cover that's more paranormal than murder, and I'm really excited about it, and I've already started researching it. So
works.
Yeah. We just do whatever we want here. Okay. This is our podcast.
Yeah. So just sit down, shut up, and listen to me.
Look, listen, Linda.
But yeah, you can go into your little precursor if you'd like.
Oh.
Yeah.
So on December 30th, I sent you a screenshot.
Yes.
And I sent her a screenshot of a thing from Facebook, and I said, this was the night.
Yeah. No context there.
Context. It was a Facebook post from 14 years ago on December 30th that said, on the phone with my sister and so-and-so and so-and-so up all night, or something really stupid like that.
Yeah, because we were
on like a 4-way phone call. It was me, Landrey, a friend of mine, and then another friend of ours that we all kind of had in common. And it was like super late at night. I was at my grandparents' house. I was asleep in the living room, or supposed to be asleep in the living room. I was not. And we were just like cutting up on the phone, just talking about who God knows what.
I don't know. I'm going to munch on my cookie while you tell this story.
Okay. So this was the first time I ever saw a literal ghost, and I will never forget it. I was at my grandparents' house. I was laying on the couch, and where I was laying, there was a hallway on the other side of my head. Okay. And to the right was my grandmother's room, and to the left was a guest room and an office. And you know how, like, whenever you have been in a house for a long time, or you've visited, or you've lived somewhere, you know the sounds of the house. Like when you can hear somebody coming from a certain room, or you can hear a certain door open and you know what door it is.
Yeah.
Like things like that. So we're on the phone. I'm supposed to be asleep, and I hear a bedroom door open. I thought that it was either my grandma or my great grandma coming out to tell me to shut up because it was late at night and I was supposed to be asleep, and I was probably waking up the elderly people. And I don't know, how old were we 14 years ago?
12.
Yeah. So just, a preteen. And I hear this door open. And so I'm like, oh shit, hold on guys, like 1 second. And I put my phone under the pillow, and I was like, everybody be quiet. Not that anybody would be able to hear it. But anyway, I put my phone under the pillow and I like pretend to be asleep. Right. So I like cover like half my face up with the blanket, and I like have my eyes out, and I can hear like walking coming out of the hallway from one of the bedrooms. And I didn't see anybody, but I could hear it. And like by the time it had like the sound had like gotten past me, I looked up a little bit more to see who it was, because I was assuming that I was going to be scolded for being loud, and nobody said anything, but somebody had come into the room. And so it had gone past me, and I looked around and I see this white, shadowy, like woman in a Victorian era dress. Okay. And she's just like floating into the room, right? Like bobbing kind of super, like it's so specific. I don't even know how to explain it. Goes into the kitchen, and in the kitchen, there's this big, how did you describe it? Like 2x2?
Yeah. So 2 feet by 2 feet.
And it's like this big pillar that's covered in like river rock. Okay. It's like this big, like statement piece in my grandmother's kitchen. And it goes around, and then I don't see anything anymore. And so I'm like looking, and I'm like trying to see like who is in the kitchen, because nobody's said anything to me. And her cabinets had glass, like frosted glass. And one of these specific cabinets was broken. It had a big crack through it. And so when you opened it, it rattled and you could hear it. Do you remember that cabinet?
Mm-hmm. Nearest to the fridge?
Yeah. Like
or
right
like
between the bar and the fridge. Yeah. So that one, it rattled when you opened it. I heard it open. I heard a glass come out of like scrape across like the shelf and out and onto the bar. And then the cabinet closed. And I'm still like, I could hear all of this stuff happening, but I see nothing. And I'm like, what freak is happening? So I'm like trying to look around the pillar, like kind of sit up a little bit, trying to be quiet, but like figure out what the hell's going on. Nothing, never Nothing. I heard the cabinet open, close, the glass. There was no glass actually out. Nothing ever went back by me. Never saw it again. Never heard anything else. But I waited for a little while because I was like, I don't know if I should like get back on the phone or not. But nothing else ever happened. And so I like get back on the phone, and I think Landry was the only one still on the line.
Yeah, I remember you being like, okay, well, cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. Like, I think I just saw a ghost.
You need to ask Granny if she has any, like, because she was there alone for a while. So
Yeah, I should really ask her about that, because that was the only time I ever had anything like that happen in that house. Anything that I actually ever physically saw anything. And I will never forget it. It was a woman in a Victorian style dress. I know that sounds super cliche, super lame, but it happened. And I swear on my life.
You know, that's a weird thing. I have stories today, and it's always a Victorian. And like anytime I've seen a ghost, not anytime I've seen a ghost, like my night terror thing was like a Victorian lady and the little paper boy. I wonder what
I don't know. It's so weird.
what that's about.
I don't know if it's like our brains or like if it's like an actual, I don't know. It's
Something with the world. We're relapsing. Our time is lapsing with these.
It's weird. But yeah, anyway, that was 14 years ago, and it popped up on my Facebook, and I sent a text message to Landry, and I was like, this was the night. And she was like,
I don't even think I responded.
maybe not.
Don't think so. But I think you sent it to me after I'd already been asleep or something.
Maybe.
And I'm working on fixing my sleep schedule right now. So I've been having my phone in Do Not Disturb a lot.
I was really excited, though, when I saw it pop up, because I was like, oh my God, I can talk about that.
Yeah. Well, you said, this is the night. And I was like, I know you meant a ghost story, clearly, but I didn't know if it was like the Zach Bagans night or what night. But now it makes sense. And now I get it.
Yeah. It said, talked on the phone with blank and Landry for 2 hours.
Hell yeah.
Winky
brother.
face. Fun.
I hate Facebook memories. It reminds me of how weird.
Cringy.
I'm like, people saw me post that.
Who
It'll
let
be
me act like that?
It'll be like Honey will have liked it, or like my Uncle Les. My Uncle Les has always loved my stuff, and he always likes it. And I'm like, Les, I hope you don't remember those, because they are so embarrassing.
Nobody remembers that.
Oh my gosh.
It's fine. But yeah, that was my first-hand encounter with a ghost.
I love it.
I know. It's a long time ago. I haven't seen one since then. Like actually, like physically like that.
Knock on something.
Anyway.
Any Hoosers.
Let's get into my murder story.
Yeah.
How about that?
Third time's a charm.
So let's talk about this murder story.
Let's.
So initially this was supposed to be my Christmas episode, and I wasn't going to do it again because it's technically Christmas themed and Christmas is over, and I'm glad that it's over, but this is still a really good story.
I'm interested. I liked it.
And so I wanted to just continue to tell it. Plus, it was a story that was recommended to us on our Facebook page, and I was really impressed with the story. So shout out to Hubert.
Hubie. Everyone sent him some warm well wishes because he is been in the hospital. So he needs some love and some
But he's
light.
doing okay, right?
Yes, he is better. He had his surgery and everything. He is no longer in ICU from
Yay!
what I understand. I'll have to message his wife again and check on her. Or check on him.
Well, hopefully they can listen to this episode and feel a little bit warm and fuzzy about it.
Yeah. I'm going to send it to him. As soon as it's edited.
So thanks again, Hubert, for this story, because it's a really good one. So he had recommended this story because it actually happened 30 minutes from where he grew up in Georgia.
Yes.
So definitely a good recommendation.
After you had said this in the first time we recorded this and it didn't work, I did ask my uncle, because, I told him I told you I'd ask him because he's from around there as well. And he said he had never heard of it. And I said, oh, we have to listen to this episode.
Yeah, see, I had never heard of it either.
Yeah.
Okay, so this case took place in December 1997 in a little town called Santa Claus, Georgia. Population of a whopping 202 residents. It's always Christmas in Santa Claus, Georgia. It's a cute, tiny little town where everybody keeps their Christmas decorations up year round. The city hall is like always decorated like a freaking Santa factory. It's got like green garland like on the sign and like big red bows all over it. And it's like a white old building. It's so cute. Like candy cane like lining the sidewalk. It's adorable. Their street names are all like Christmas themed, and they're red and white street signs. Like white street signs with red letters.
I didn't know
that's adorable.
That was legal, but I like it.
It's so cute. So there's some of the roads are called Candy Cane Road, December Drive, Rudolph Way, Dancer Street, Prancer Street, and Sleigh Street. So this town is called Santa Claus. It's the county of Toombs, Toombs. So I think it's Toombs.
Yeah.
Anyway, a local entrepreneur rolls in here like a million years ago, and he's got like a pecan business and a motel. And so he thinks that if he makes this little Christmas town, that he will attract tourists and he'll be able to make money and monopolize off of that. And
Smart.
he did. It worked.
Smart man.
So when you go into the town and it says like, welcome to Santa Claus, Georgia, there's like a statue of Santa Claus like waving his big old belly and his big old red rosy cheeks, and he's smiling and got his Santa bag. And then underneath the sign, it says the city that loves children, which I think is strange. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Like driving through,
I would be a little uncomfy
not getting gas.
because it's a small little town.
Yeah.
And you're like, we love children. Chill.
Chill out.
Relax.
Chill out, buddy. Yeah.
So this really has nothing to do with the story. I just think it's weird.
Odd.
Whose idea was that? Was it the entrepreneurs?
Yeah. That's what I was
Or
literally just
Somebody
thinking.
needs
I'm like,
to look into that guy.
I was genuinely thinking that as you were saying it. I was like, when was the sign created? Whose idea was that one?
So this story involves the Daniels family. They lived on Dasher Street in a one-story little red brick, adorable little home at the end of a cul-de-sac. So really painting the picture of this Hallmark town. The family consisted of Danny Daniels, really unfortunate name, 47 years old, and Kim Daniels, 33 years old. They are the mother and father of 7 children. 3 of them were foster children that they were planning to adopt. So they are a foster family, great people. They have Jessica, who's the oldest. She's 16 years old. Amber, who is 12 years old. Brooke and Bryant are 8-year-old twins. Amanda is 9 years old. Corey is 4 years old. And the youngest is Gabriel, 10 months old.
Okay.
So he's a little baby.
Yeah, I didn't get that the first time you said the story. I did not realize how young.
How little.
Yeah.
So a little backstory on the family. So Danny Daniels was a post worker. He was a letter carrier in this town. He also taught a adult Bible study, like Sunday school, at the Mount Vernon Pentecostal Church, which I'm pretty sure is like the one church in that little town.
Probably.
And he met Kim when she was in the depths of her addiction and alcoholism. She really was like at her rock bottom. Okay, she had lost custody of her 3 biological children, and she was living in her car. And she was staying in like the church parking lot. She was going to church as often as she could. Like whenever they were having services, she was there, trying to really like turn her life around.
Yeah.
Okay, so they meet, and Danny really helped her to beat her addiction and regain custody of her 3 children.
Yeah.
So they get custody back of the kids, and they're in love, and they get married, and they decide that they're going to dedicate their lives to helping children without families and other people. I mean, they helped people of all ages, really, but they were very, very passionate about the church and taking care of children. That's all Kim wanted to do, was be a mother.
Yeah, really good people, it sounds like.
Because she herself, when she was very young, I don't know exactly what age, she had seen her father killed when she was young. And so she was a foster child. She was in the system. So when she was older, she decided, like, I want to do this with my life and provide good lives to these children.
Yeah, everyone deserves it.
Because I know how it feels to be on the other side. So they were great people. They were always willing to help other people. Many people said that they would give the clothes off their back to anybody in need, even if it was the last thing that they owned.
Yeah.
Whatever they could do to help. Now, we're going to introduce another player into this story, Jerry Scott Heidler. 20 years old at the time. He went by his middle name, Scott. He did not go by Jerry. He went by Scott. And the Daniels family knew him as Scott Taylor. So who's Scott Taylor? Don't know.
Alias.
You're Jerry Scott Heidler. He knew the Daniels family because in 1995, so 2 years prior to the murders, Jerry had a sister named Joanne who spent 45 days in foster care with the Daniels family. It was said that her mother was too sick to take care of her. And so she either actually went into foster care, like legally, or she was like, I know these are good people. Go stay with them until I can get back to being able to care for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sure how that works, but that's how they become acquainted with one another.
Yeah.
So the little sister spent 45 days in foster care with them. The Daniels family happily took her in. And shortly after that, Jerry started coming around and staying with them for a brief time as well. Friends of the family state that they were trying to help him with his drug and alcohol problems. So he was going through it. His sister was already staying there. So they were like, well, let us help you too. Like,
Yeah, you're part of
bring
this.
you in. Now, there's talk that Jerry started spending a lot of time over there because their oldest daughter, Jessica, who was 16 at the time, that he had taken like a special liking to her. And so that's why he was spending so much time there. People say that they sat together in church. He was over there all the time. He spent the night there sometimes. And, Jerry himself said like he really loved them. They were really like a family to him. They took him in, gave him things. A close family friend, Kim's best friend, basically said that people teased Jessica because of how much Jerry liked her. Because remember, he's 20 years old and she's 16. Okay, she's this like self-conscious teenage girl, and she's got this like 19, 20-year-old who's like trying to canoodle.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's creepy, right? So she didn't really want anything to do with him. She was nice to him. He was basically living in their home, and so they were cordial, but it wasn't like they were dating or anything. She wasn't really about that life, but it was said that he
tried.
Everybody could tell that he liked her.
Yeah.
But she didn't convey that back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry also has a baby mama. Marie Spivey was her name. She was the mother of Jerry's 2-year-old son, Joshua. Okay. But also 2 days before the murders, she had given birth to a stillborn child. She did not know who the father was. Could have been Jerry's. Could have been somebody else. Not really sure. Let's get into the timeline of the murder. It's 4 or 5 a.m. on December 3rd, 1997. Farmer was awoken by his dogs who were barking uncontrollably. He gets up, he looks out the window to see what they're barking at, and he sees 3 children walking down the street in their nightgowns.
That alone.
Creepy.
Scary.
Yeah, because I'm picturing a little farmhouse like on the side of a highway where there's not much around.
Dirt road.
It's
nothing.
a dirt road. It's dark. It's foggy.
Giving courage to the cowardly dog's house. Yes.
That's exactly what I'm picturing. And then there's just 3 little girls walking down in their nighty gowns. What are we doing? Okay.
What are we doing?
So he and his wife immediately call the police and they show up. These 3 children were Amber, Brooke, and Amanda Daniels.
So 12, 8, and 9.
So this was where they were found, 45 miles from their home. The police get there. The girls are coherent, but they're very clearly in shock, but they're able to like speak and say like, this is what happened.
Yeah.
Go to my house.
This is how I got here.
They told the police that they had been taken from their home early that morning and that Amber had been sexually assaulted and that they needed to, go back to their house to check on their family. So police immediately go to the Daniels home. When they arrived, the front door was open, but nobody was answering their calls. So like they're saying like, hey, Georgia police, hello, nobody's answering.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, okay, well, you have to go inside. They go inside. They start going room to room until they reached the master bedroom. There they find Danny Daniels sprawled out on the bed next to Kim, both covered in blood. And it was very clear that a heavy caliber gun was used on each of them. Down the hall, next they found the oldest daughter, Jessica, still in her nightgown, stretched out on the floor of the heavily blood-stained carpet, looking like she had been shot at close range.
Oh, poor Gil.
Poor Gil.
Poor Gil.
So next room they reach is where they find 8-year-old Bryant in his bed, holding his teddy bear where he had been sleeping, when it appeared that someone came in and shot him in the face. They continued their search of the house and found the 2 youngest boys, Corey and Gabriel, huddled together in a closet, still alive, but scared to death.
And that's, since I've heard this 3 times, that is the 4-month-old,
10-month-old,
10-month-old, and 4-year-old.
Yeah.
And I didn't put that together the first time you said that story. I was imagining like the 8 and 8-year-old, like something like that.
A little bit older.
Yeah, blows my mind.
Yeah, little babies. So as they continue their investigation and they, do the autopsies and all of those things, it's found that each victim had been shot through the head, execution style, with a shotgun.
Messy,
bloody, horrific scene. So far, I'm on theme. The last 2 murders I've talked about have been shotguns.
Par.
On a roll, baby.
Yeah.
Danny was shot in the back of the head. Kim was shot in her face. Bryant was shot point blank in the head while he slept. And it was said that he was probably killed first.
Mm-hmm.
And Jessica's face was almost entirely removed by the force of the blast.
That's so morbid. Holy cow. That's awful.
Yeah. So let me paint you the rest of the picture, right? It's December. in this little Christmas town. The Christmas tree is up in the living room. The Christmas lights are all, it's ambient. There's presents all over the place. This is based on the police, report. There's presents stacked up everywhere. It's decorated for Christmas. I can just think of like the warm feeling of like
such a cozy home.
And there's just 4 dead bodies brutally murdered.
Yeah, no, that's tough.
What a like scene to walk into, like as a police officer.
Yeah, no, I can definitely imagine
Icky.
it with the tinsel on the tree.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's late 90s. We've got a tree decorated to the hilt. Homemade ornaments.
No blank spaces.
Yeah. Yeah. So the girls who survived the abduction tell the police that the man was in a black van with tinted windows. He had taken them out to out in the middle of nowhere to like a lake with a dock. He had taken the oldest girl of the group out of the van away from the others, but the 2 sisters still saw what happened. He assaulted her. And then after that, she was like, hey, maybe like get rid of the gun because you're kind of scaring us.
Yeah.
I mean, props to this girl for like
Saying
being
something.
strong, because first of all, you're 12 years old. Second of all, you were just
Assaulted.
raped,
Yeah.
but you're still protecting your 2 younger sisters and was like, hey, dude, can you please get rid of the gun? Because we're kind of scared.
Yeah.
I'm sure she was scared for her life. And she's just kind of like, so he throws the gun in the lake. He's like, okay, yeah.
You know what? You're right.
You're right. At least somebody was thinking logically.
Yeah. What the heck?
And then they get back in the van and he dropped them off on Bacon County Road, which is where they were found 45 miles away at that farmer's driveway or whatever. So until the cops had spoken more to the girls, they thought that this was like a random attack, that this just happened for no reason, that there was like no real motive behind it, that it was just like a spree. And then after they got more information from the girls and talked to them more, they released a statement saying, this was not a random attack. We know that he did know them and they knew him, and he was a friend of the family. And all 3 girls were able to pick him out in a lineup. So they're like, this is his name. They line up some pictures and they're all like, yep, that's him. And spoiler alert, it was Jerry.
It's old Scott Taylor.
It's our friend Scott Taylor.
It would be hard if they did say, hey, well, his name's Scott Taylor.
That's true. Maybe he was like, had his alias in some, he had been arrested before for like petty crimes, things like that. He had a bit of a,
Like in a town like that, there's no way you don't know.
yeah, he had a bit of a history. He wasn't a great guy.
Mm-mm.
Never had a good job, dropped out of school, had been arrested for like robbery or not robbery, like stealing, like petty crimes.
Yeah, like
things
petty
like
theft.
that. Yeah, that's it. That's what I was looking for. So once the police figure out who they're looking for, they were able to find him pretty quickly. They had pinpointed his last whereabouts, and the GBI, or the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, found him in Alma, Georgia, where his family lives. Don't know exactly how far away Alma, Georgia is from Santa Claus. I didn't look that far into it,
Yeah, I don't know.
but
either.
it couldn't have been too far. So they roll up to his mom's house and they find the black van with the tinted windows parked on the street behind his mom's house. So not smart, Jerry.
Really used his brain on that one.
Don't do that. So the police get there. They're like, walking up to the house and they see Jerry at the front door and they make eye contact with him. And they're like, Jerry. And then he turns around and books it back in the house. He's like, gotta go. Nope. So they get to the door and his brother opens the door and came out and he said, I'm the only one home.
Jerry.
Who's Jerry?
Don't know him. Never heard of him.
Scott?
Oh, Scott. Still don't know him.
Still not it. I don't know. I'm the only one home. And so the police are like, brother, if you don't let us in the house, you will also be arrested for harboring a criminal and tampering with an investigation. So here's your options. And he's like, okay,
Step right in.
got me. Please come in. So they're searching the house. And instead of booking it out the back door while his brother was trying to be a distraction,
Getting in the van, driving off.
Jerry goes in and hides in the crawl space.
Effective.
So like he's hiding in the crawl space of the house and they find him and he refuses to come out. It's so funny because in my mind, I just like see this like guy in a crawl space and he's like, nope, not coming out.
I can't see you. You can't see me.
Yeah. He's like hunkering down. And then I just, in my brain, they grab him by the shirt collar and just yank him out.
Gotcha, bitch.
Right? Like a little rat. Okay.
Like a little rat.
They literally had to drag him out of the crawl space.
I
Okay.
want to see that.
Like, Jerry, come on.
No, I love it.
Jerry. It's so funny.
I think that's my favorite part of the whole story is just imagining this full grown man.
A grown man.
Yeet.
Me too. I think it's hilarious. So once they like get him out and they arrest him, he's like, yeah, that was me.
You right.
Yeah. He was like trying to like not be arrested, but then when they question him, he's like, yeah.
Homie folds like origami.
Right, immediately. And he said, one of the agents says that he, quote, said, I killed them all. And that he was responsive from the very beginning. He answered all their questions, told them that he did it, did not show any signs of remorse or any emotion at all for that matter. So he's like, yeah, man, I did it. He gets to talk to his mom at some point during this time. And he's like, hey, mom, like I'm arrested. I killed all these people. And she's like, no, you didn't. And he's like, yes, I did. And she's like, no, the police are just making you say that. And he's like, no,
actually,
that's what I'm telling you. Yeah. I'm arrested because I killed these people. Not because they said I killed these people. I killed them.
I did.
So she's like, okay, whatever. She still didn't believe him, but that's neither here nor there. He tells the GBI that he used a stepladder to get into the bathroom window of the Daniels home, and that's how he broke in. And that when he got into the house, he went to Bryant's room first and shot him. And then he said, quote, in a trance-like dream. Then he snapped out of it when he heard Jessica scream and she ran out to him. That's when he shot her in the face. And then very quickly went to the parents' room after that and killed both of them. And to me, it seems like each person was killed with one shot.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of crazy.
Sounds like headshots all the way.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. But I mean, close range headshot with a shotgun.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Should be all you need.
R.I.P. He also remembers reloading the gun. Listen to this. He also remembers and recalls how much the kickback hurt his shoulder and how much the noise of the shotgun hurt his ears.
Well, baby, poor guy.
Joey. You just killed 4 people, brother, and you're like,
well, don't mind their heads or their faces.
Yeah, but check out this bruise.
Look at this guy right here. Oh. Pretty sick, huh?
Sick bruise. So I think that's just testifies to his state of mind.
A testament to who he is.
He knows what he did. He was very matter of fact about it, but he was just like, but also, like, let me just tell you.
That shit hurted.
That hurt like a butt cheek on a stick. So anyway.
That was legitness.
So he also tells them, remember the story I told you about the stillborn? He tells the police that the days before the murder, he was mourning the loss of a stillborn child.
Okay.
So he's like, so I was sad.
Big sad guy.
As far as that timeline goes, so after the funeral of the stillborn child, that was the day of the murders. He goes to this friend's house who was not really his friend. It was just some guy in town who had a house who people would come over. They would drink. He had a pool table. He let people just come in and out, have some beers, shoot some pool, hang out. Yeah. Okay. He was like a townie, I guess, if that's what you would call it.
Sounds very small town. Yeah.
He was also a paraplegic. He was in a wheelchair. He just let people do their thing at his house. He drove a black van with tinted windows. That was his wheelchair van. And that is where Jerry went after the funeral, had a couple drinks, played some pool, stole his keys, took the van.
From the handicapped man.
From the handicapped man. Jerry, you are just racking it up.
Jerry, you're an asshole.
Yeah, Jerry, you're a dick.
You're a dick.
Like straight up. So he goes from homie's house and the guy's like, they questioned him and he's like, yeah, he's not my friend. I don't know that guy.
No.
He just comes to my house sometimes and drinks beer. Which I guess could technically be considered a friend, but the guy was like, I don't know him.
No, like he's just here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
So steals the van, goes to the Daniels house. All of these events take place.
Didn't even give him the van back, bro.
No, he took the van. He kept the van.
Take the van back.
Give the man his van. So the gun that was used was a semi-automatic shotgun that he stole from the gun cabinet inside the Daniels house. Jerry told the whole story to the GBI, and again, they said he was completely unaffected by what he had done, but knew exactly what he was saying. And his story matched up with the 3 girls' stories perfectly. He was indicted on March 10th, 1998, and the state sought the death penalty on April 2nd, 1998. The defense immediately clung towards the idea of the insanity plea, of course. One attorney, after meeting with him, said he's physically sick and mentally disturbed. So Jerry also had some ailments. He had some kind of like medical issues that he was not taking care of. But it was like some kind of, I think like a lung, like some kind of like chronic bronchitis or pneumonia or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. No, unimportant to me.
Yeah, that's not going to make you psycho crazy pants.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Says the nurse.
Sorry, Jerry.
Oh, God. Your insanity plea means nothing to me. The defense also tried to completely just omit his confession from the trial.
Well, that's how that works. So.
And they were like, no, he confessed on his own.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we had like 17 hours of interrogation and coerced him into saying he did it. Like he was like, yeah, bro, I did it.
Get me out of
Gang,
my crawl
gang.
space and I'll say yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All you gotta do is pull me out of my hole.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
So on July 6, 1999, while awaiting trial, this man escaped.
Through a crawl space.
Through the crawl space. I don't know if that's true or not, but
No, that's
it
just
fits
a
the
Landrey.
bill.
Yeah.
It fits the Jerry bill. When they searched his cell, they found 75 homemade weapons, and they said that he routinely threatened to kill other inmates.
See, he made a crawl space hole with one of his 70 million
75 weapons that he was making from not fire alarms, smoke alarms, smoke detectors, which,
Hell yeah.
what are you making out of that? I don't know.
With the spiral ones, maybe?
Like the sprinkler?
Maybe.
I think that in itself could just be a weapon.
Well, I'm like, how the hell do you pull that down without setting off the sprinkler?
Jerry was a crazy guy.
Innovative as shit to have 75 weapons.
Yeah, and I just want to know where he was hiding them all.
It's like his pillow.
Yeah,
Sharp objects.
just straight weapons. He's like, oh,
So comforting.
this is so comfy.
I'm going to sleep great tonight.
So thankfully, he didn't make it very far and he was captured shortly after. Then they took him back. They're like, Jerry,
This guy.
this guy again.
Just carried him back.
You know, they're like, oh, we have an escaped inmate. And they're like,
Fucking Jerry.
yeah.
I love that. I can see the cop just being like, at his desk, gets the like
With his
paper.
big mustache.
Shit. Don't worry, we'll find him pretty easily.
Don't worry, we got him.
Because he'll leave a trail. But
He was, what do we say it was? He was not the sharpest tool in the shed.
yeah.
Nor the brightest crayon in the box. So trial begins August 30th, 1999. He was found guilty of the mass murders on September 3rd, 1999, after a 20-minute indecision. So they didn't take long to be like, yeah,
Yeah.
which is pretty fair, I think.
If someone says me and everything makes sense, him.
Yeah. And like,
Yep. Guilty.
he knew what he was doing and he knew that what he did was wrong. And that's why I think that he wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it was like an insanity thing. Like, he was crazy. Obviously, he has something wrong with him. But like, he knew what he was doing. But I don't think he had a plan. He got to the house, he got the gun, and then shot the kid. For why? I don't know. And then just kind of like went with the flow. Just kept going.
Yeah.
Because why did you not kill the other 3 girls? Why did you take them?
Yeah. Or the other
And then
two
rape
boys,
one? Like,
or-
why? It was like he was just trying to like fit it all in.
Yeah.
Like, let me just get it all.
Yeah. I don't understand what he was doing there. I don't think he had a plan either. I think he kind of showed up there and then just kind of was like, okay. And just,
Yeah. Very unorganized.
yeah. Because none of it adds up. Like, why kill one kid and not the other kids? And originally I was like, well, maybe it's because he had lost his baby. So he was like, but then why not kill the baby?
The baby.
Instead?
Yeah. So I don't think Jerry really knew where he was going with that. Maybe he just thought that he wasn't going to get caught. So the penalty phase itself took less than 2 hours and they all agreed on the death penalty. He was given 4 death sentences and an additional 2 life sentences plus 110 years.
Hell yeah.
They said, lock him up, throw away the key.
Nail this guy down.
Goodbye, Jerry. His official convictions were 4 counts of malice murder, kidnapping with bodily injury, 2 counts of kidnapping, aggravated sodomy, aggravated child molestation, and burglary.
Boom.
The judge said some of that and some of that and a little bit of that.
It literally is like a
and little bit of
checklist.
this.
He does. He gives checklists. He's like, dot, 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 dot.
Yeah, which honestly,
X marks the spot.
that's how it should be.
Yeah, we need more of that.
And I looked him up to see if he was still alive because obviously he's on death row. And the only thing that I could find on him was that according to the Georgia Department of Corrections, as of December 2023, he is still on death row.
27 years.
Just kicking it.
I don't get that, but
Also, I don't get that either.
I guess
Like, if you're going to be on death row, bye.
pull the cord quick.
What are we doing?
Because can't they appeal? Can you appeal on death row? Probably. I don't know how well it would go. Maybe that's why they put him on death row. Maybe on death row you can't appeal.
Yeah.
I don't really know the logic there.
Regardless, I think it's silly. Like, why are we giving somebody the death penalty when we're just going to...
Let him die naturally anyway.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Okay.
So, that's the story about our homeboy, Jerry. It's adorable.
It is cute.
Here's the sign. Here's the sign with the Santa Claus that says the city that loves children. And then this is Danny, Kim, Jessica, and Bryant. And then here's our good buddy, Jerry.
Little weasel.
Little weasel boy. Yeah.
Little scraggly man.
In both of these mugshots, he is got his arms crossed, which I think is super silly. That
The exact
doing it in
same.
both, like the exact same pose. And then this is the most recent photo of Jerry.
Looks completely different.
He does.
But we've gone through this. You can tell it's him.
Yeah, if you really look at the eyes and the nose and the mouth, you can definitely tell that it's...
He's just got a haircut and gained weight. But yeah, it's totally him.
Yeah, his prison glow up is really just...
Like,
Go off, Jerry.
litmus, Jerry, litmus.
That's the Santa Claus massacre. It's a good
Yeah.
story. It's one that I had never heard of before, and I was really glad to cover it.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Mhm.
There's a lot going on there. Jerry's a little
Jerry's a
little
wacko.
little weasel of a man. But yeah.
If you're still here and you're listening, leave a Santa Claus emoji, duh.
Yeah, and I have to let you know, like, no one has actually left an emoji, so it's a true test.
Fake, all of you.
You're lying to me right now.
If you have texted me to say, oh, where's the next episode? And you're not commenting on my videos,
With the emoji,
I know where you live.
there's only been like one person who's actually done like the axe emoji, and I'm pretty sure it was Remy. And I'm
Remy,
pretty sure it
you
was
a real
Lindsay
one.
Borden.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's be so for real here. Be so for real and leave an emoji.
Like, comment, subscribe, all the things.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Scribe.
Sub.
Do it. But yeah, do all the good things. Help us be seen. Share with your friends if you like us. If you don't like us, still share it with your friends.
Yeah. If y'all want to talk shit about us, I don't care. Just give us a listen anyway.
Word of mouth is word of mouth, buddy.
I don't care.
That's why I've told like everyone in my family, I send it to them and I'm like, I don't care if you listen to it or not. I don't care if you don't like it. Play it, turn the volume off.
Yeah.
Just give me the time.
Exactly. That's all I want.
Told my husband the same thing because I like to quiz him. He's like, yeah, I listened. And I'm like, okay, sure.
What we talk about.
Quizzed him and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
And I said, he's like, well, I like and all this stuff. And I said, yeah, but I need the length. So I need you to act like you like me.
Pretend for 30, 45 minutes.
And just act like it. He loves me. That he's just not interested in this stuff that I am. So it's whatever. Which, to be fair, not interested in half the stuff he talks about either. He starts talking about stocks and I'm like, hell yeah. I love you. I trust you. Good luck. Do great.
Not for me.
It hurts my brain.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah. So anyways, do all the good things. Share us. Love us. Be kind to us. And
If you have anything that you want us to talk about, message us on
send
social
it.
media or send it to our email, sistersofthestrangepodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. Because I have a whole list of things people have sent us and said, and they're in queue.
They're making their way through.
Yeah. I'm like, we have got episodes lined out for the next at least year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on like a,
This is going to be a big year for us.
yeah, it is.
All right. Thanks. Glad you're here. Love you. Bye.
Bye.